Yo, what's up, dude? I would expect nothing less for a guitar like this. What's up? Check out the new axe. I was just at the NAMM show. I'll get all that footage coming up soon, but I got back and this was waiting for me. A Kramer SM-1 in antique white with EMGs, ebony fingerboard. I believe it's a maple neck through, probably with an alder body. And Floyd Rose, obviously. It's a Floyd Rose 1000. It comes either with EMGs or Seymour Duncans. I opted for the EMGs. This is the SA 89. The 89 is switchable. Single coil. Double coil. Right? And we'll go through. We'll check them all out in a little bit. And what else do we have here? When the SA is in humbucking, I mean the 89 is in humbucking mode, it's an 85. And when it's in single coil mode, it's an SA. One other feature is that this knob pulls out. We'll pull out right there. And that turns the bridge on. And if you have the bridge in humbucking mode, no matter where you are, right, it'll be a humbucker. And no matter where you are, if you have it in single coil mode, it'll be single coil. So, it doesn't make any change when you're down here because it's just turning... It's adding itself to itself, makes no difference. Where it makes a big difference is, say, like if I was in position 5, right, I got the neck going, I could put this into a single coil, and now I have single coil here and a single coil here. And it's the back coil that's on, that's activated. Could turn it on, humbucker in a single coil. I could put it right here in position 4. This is cool. And then pull this out and put this in single coil mode. Now I have all 3 single coils on. 3 coils on, right? And if I put this into humbucking mode, all 4 coils are on. Now I have the most output, of the guitar, period. So anyway, this isn't the best sound for checking out pickups. We'll switch to a much cleaner tone in a sec, but just wanted to go through that really quickly. Oh, I've been liking this one. So the SM-1 is obviously for the Stage Master 1. That's a guitar that came out in the summer of 87. It wasn't in the early 87 catalog. It really wasn't until the second catalog. They had 2 catalogs that year. The second catalog, the late catalog for 87, had this in it. Stage Master 1 was a carved top, single, double, Floyd Rose. Pretty much looks exactly like this. Stage Master Deluxe 2 was pretty much identical, except it had a flat top instead of a carved top, right? Then they had a third one. It was like Stage Master. I don't think it was Deluxe, though. It was either like the Stage Master Standard or the Stage Master Perform or something. And it just had a single humbucker, and that was it. But it was a carved top. Ebony fingerboards. Pretty much the same guitar. Same inlays, the crazy beak inlay. So much awesomeness in one guitar. So this is part of the whole revival of Kramer. I did a video a couple of years ago where I was wondering what was happening with Kramer because their website went a little cold and their social media went a little cold, and I was like, ruh-roh. Uh-oh. And what wound up happening is that they were really focused on their electronics. But if you know anything about Gibson this year, they went through a reorg. They dumped all the electronics. They're focused 100% on instruments. And they're back. So when I was at the NAMM show, their new model was You know, they had one of these in, I think, like a candy apple red, which looked amazing. This is the antique white. This is also available with Seymour Duncans. You know, if you don't like EMGs, you can get it with a Duncan set, too. They had the new Night Swan, which is, again, a total throwback to the late 80s. And they had a New Jersey Star out there that looked pretty awesome, too. So, you know, they're back in a big way. And just one quick thing before we get more into the guitar. Their booth was, like, amazing this year. So a couple of years ago, they had a booth. And I kind of commented at the time, the booth was a little weak. And then last year, they didn't even have a booth, right? They were going through their reorg. And so this year, they came back. My God, they just came out swinging. That booth was amazing. It had a live stage. It had almost like every guitar you could imagine there. They went all out. Someone was basically saying, like, Gibson unloaded the factory at the NAMM show. And they really did. They had, like, one of everything. They had, like, whole sections of themes. Like, oh, you like the, you know, the Tiger Top, you know, Sunburst. Here's a whole section of those. Or here's a whole section of just black guitars, you know. I mean, they really did it up this year. So, you know, they were showing new Epiphones. They were showing new Kramers and the new Steinbergers. You know, they had all that stuff out there. And I got to say, it, you know, for a guy like me who remembers, who literally worked in a music store and got these in and sold these to customers, you know, it was pretty freaking awesome to see it again. I mean, I was like going right down memory lane as soon as I saw it. Now, these aren't made in USA like the original ones were, but I'm 90% sure these are Korea. I think their lower line is like Indonesia, right? Like the classic line, right? The more simple line, like just a regular like Super Strat. And these are a little nicer. I think these are made in Korea, but don't quote me on that. I don't actually know exactly where they're made. It's just an educated guess based on some listings I found online. All right, let's switch out to a different patch here. So this is the humbucker. And then I'm just going to put that in the single coil mode. You hear it instantly. Back to humbucker. I'm going to go to position 2. That's this pickup here and this pickup here. I have the humbucker on. So sort of dominating it. Back to just the humbucker. You can feel this middle pickup temper it a little bit. I'll put it in single coil mode. Go to middle position right here. Now technically I can get the same thing just by pulling that out. See, I just added this pickup to it. By pulling the knob out, it just turns the bridge on. And because I have it in single coil mode, I'm getting a single coil sound out of it. I'm getting an SA. Still no hum though. And then back to the humbucker. All right, now I'm going to go to position 4. That's these two pickups right here. Right? If I pull this out, I'm adding this coil as well. Tiny bit brighter. if I put this down, it turns it into a humbucker. Now I have all 4 coils on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put this in. Now I'm just on this coil here, just the neck. Much brighter it is because I turned all the other coils off. Now I can pull this out. I'm adding the single coil here. So it's this coil and this back coil, this is the biggest spread. Again, now with this off, just the front, and then back on again. And then, of course, if I hit the humbucker, even a little louder. So that's the electronics of master tone, but most of the metal guys didn't really use the tone knob, being honest, you know. In fact, a lot of them just eliminated, you just have one knob, just bypass all that. All right, let's do a medium tone, and then we'll finish off with a real heavy one. So like a medium might be something like this. And this is on the humbucker. Here it is, single coil. Versus humbucker. And then here's this front pickup. That's really the 2 positions I use most. And I can add the single coil back here. I think we need something a little bit more 80s. Well, the 90s, I was out. It's got the riffs. It's got the riffs. These are awesome. And, you know, when these first came out in 87, I want to say they were about $1,000, which in 87 was a lot of money compared to today, right? When you account for inflation, I think they're still around $1,000, $1,000. You know, it's a relative bargain for this. I mean, compared to, you know, what they, especially when you factor in the cost of EMGs or Seymour Duncans, right? And it's a Floyd Rose 1000. It's the nice one. It's not the crappy like special one. You know, it's the one that's metallurgically the same as the original. The difference is they make it in Korea, and it's not available for retail sale. Right? It's for OEM purchase only. So, you know, probably have to buy it in like lots of 1,000 or something like that. All right, dudes. Well, I will try and leave links down in the description. And there you have it. As always, thanks so much for hanging out. And rock on.